this is a different result for Dallas, right? They didn't make it to San Francisco. They got eliminated by the youngest team in the NFL.
Listen, Jordan Love, my God, he was absolutely dealing.
It's been a real breakout season for him. I mean,
I agree.
He's got to be like, I don't know. I can't think of 10 other quarterbacks I'd rather have going into next season than Jordan Love right now.
Look at the release.
There's your separation.
Great route.
Stutter and go. Gets by clean.
That is unbelievable.
May be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
It was the biggest spread of the weekend. You know, most everyone thought the Cowboys were playing, especially playing at home, going to put a lot of points on, put a lot of pressure on the Green Bay Packers, who, by the way, defensively, over the last month or maybe 6 weeks, they have not been good defensively. Okay, let's be real. So we're thinking Cowboys at home, offense is cooking, taking on a Green Bay Packers defense that's been a little bit, a little sus over the last month or 6 weeks. And man, to say they puked all over themselves is I mean, just a big time understatement. I don't know. The broadcast team talked about how there was something going on maybe between CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. I wasn't really that convinced of that, to be honest with you. But certainly there was just something about this entire team that was off from a vibe standpoint. I'll ask you, Matt, could it just be simply that nerves got to this team?
I don't know if I'd say it's nerves, and I'm with you that it's like we don't have to make it oh boy, what's going on every time a quarterback and a wide receiver have a conversation, on the sideline. Like, I mean, sometimes they're just discussing like, hey, this guy, and I think maybe Greg Olsen even said that, right? Like sometimes it's just, hey, this is what I'm seeing from this coverage. Like, what are like really kind of getting into it that way.
Yeah. But
what I would say that you definitely felt there was, and I think the way that CeeDee Lamb immediately was like, all right, what's going on here? Like, I'm over here, kind of, there was sort of a, oh no, here we go again, vibe around the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. I mean, what's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And I think you could maybe feel this is a different result for Dallas, right? They didn't make it to San Francisco. They didn't make it to the 49ers game. They got to get out before that. They got eliminated by the youngest team in the NFL, the youngest team to ever make the playoffs since like 1982 or something.
This is one of the worst showings, Matt, that I think I've ever seen. Because here's the thing. From a personnel standpoint, Dallas is inarguably one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. And the way they played against the Green Bay Packers was horrific. I mean, from a defensive standpoint, from an offensive standpoint, it's easy to go and point the finger, I think, at the offense, right? And I'm not, I'm not putting any stock in all the garbage time production they put on in the fourth quarter.
No, yeah.
None,
Nobody
zero.
cares.
Okay, so I don't look at the stat line, okay, because the stat line looks great, right? I don't care about the stat line. They got blown out. But from a defensive standpoint, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, Green Bay should not be running the ball with that much ease against this Dallas Cowboys defense, because this Cowboys defense coming in was really good actually against the run. So I was, again, shocked by how poorly they had game planned this from a defensive standpoint. Matt, let's be real, man. Like, come on. It's the easiest thing to know that when a LaFleur offense comes to town, they want to establish the run, stop the run, force this young offense to throw the football with their young quarterback and all these unproven wide receivers. It's absolutely ridiculous that Dallas did not come in prepared to stop the run.
It wasn't as if Green Bay, like, oh my God, they unfurled some new wrinkles and new offenses. Like, nope, they just did what they've been doing all year, especially in the back half with Jordan Love cooking and all these young guys kind of coming together. I mean, like, in my personal opinion, when all these guys are healthy and at their peak, like, I think Romeo Doubs is their 4th best receiver. And that guy had 140 yards like that. Like, I mean, that, man.
With ease, yeah. I mean, he made some great – hey, listen, he made some great plays.
Oh, yeah. I think Romeo Doubs is a pretty good player. I just think, like, all those, like, Wicks, who, I mean, his touchdown was awesome. Jaden Reed, I think, is their best receiver. He didn't even have a catch.
Yeah, did nothing.
Didn't need to. Didn't need to do anything. Didn't need to do anything. I just think those guys are like those two. And then Watson obviously is super physically talented. He didn't do anything in this game either. But I think just I think that's the great part about this Packers receiver core. That we're gonna have. This is probably isn't the time to do it, but man, like we're gonna spend all offseason like debating where do these guys like what's the rank and file for these receivers. I just think like potential wise, Dobbs probably is the fourth best one, but he's still very, very good. That's what I'm saying. Like they just have so much they can throw at you. By the way, the Cowboys have fewer wins in AT&T Stadium in the playoffs than the Green Bay Packers do.
That's right.
Yikes.
That's right.
So,
Yikes.
Man, it's
goodness.
I will say, look, James, you have given Matt LaFleur a lot of crap over the years, but I think you need to officially apologize to Matt LaFleur, man. He's been, in my opinion, he's been on a heater all season long, really.
Okay.
Even when the results like in the win-loss column weren't there. And I think last night was really just the masterclass, like the cherry on top of what, in my opinion, has been a masterclass all season long.
I've been really, really hard on LaFleur. And after yesterday's game, I definitely have to eat the crow. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say I got to stand on my take. Okay. Now listen. The take may be put to bed for right now. I'm just saying, but I could always bring it back.
Yeah,
but for right now,
they'll probably get blown out by the 49ers next weekend. Whatever. But I don't know.
But for right now, no. But for right now, you're right. Like it was a beautifully drawn up game plan, and the fact that again, to me, it's that Dallas came in completely unprepared to stop the run. You got to be able to do that against this LaFleur team. They didn't do that. And you know what? They built, and what LaFleur did, building on top of that, was beautiful. Listen, Jordan Love, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got the tools, man. And again, even when I was down on LaFleur, I said, hey, listen, the guy they've got back there in Jordan Love's got the goods, okay? But, man, he was absolutely dealing in that ball game. I mean, 16-21, so 5 incompletions in total, 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a 157 passer rating. It was brilliant. Jordan Love was absolutely brilliant. And by the way, some of these throws he was making too, let's be real, man, under pressure, under duress, defenders coming down the pipe, and just him stepping in there and making these throws, a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to contrast. Like we'll talk about this team more in full later, but like it's hard not to contrast what Tua did with the Dolphins, and just when something breaks down, when there is pressure around him. Sometimes when you get these guys like off platform stuff like that, like the play is over, it's DOA. There is no counter punch. But I mean, for Jordan Love, who's just like somehow become the master of the fadeaway pass. Like,
he loves it.
It's crazy. Like, it feels almost like kind of gimmicky, but it's not, because he does it with like a real intent behind it, So I just think like it's been a real breakout season for him. I mean,
I agree.
He's got to be like, I don't know. I can't think of 10 other quarterbacks I'd rather have going into next season than Jordan Love right now. The long-term development for Jordan Love has, I think, brought out just a guy that, like I said, I can't imagine there's 10 other quarterbacks I'd rather have. And I'm probably being conservative by saying 10. Like, I could probably be really irresponsible with my Jordan Love takes right now, but he looks awesome. He looks like one of the next, like one of the guys right now.
Well, I mean, given his age, given his salary and all that, I mean, like, give me 6 guys that you would rather have, I mean, of course, the established crazy dudes, like the Josh Allens, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jacksons of the world, but then like, okay, given his age and contract and all that kind of stuff, like, I don't know, would you rather have Dak Prescott next year or Jordan Love? I mean, that's an actual comp, I think, that we could start talking about here, And listen, Dak's been great. Dak has been freaking great. I'm just saying, take into consideration age and contract.
Jordan Love, definitely age, contract. Like, I think you're talking about him. Like, would you rather have him than Justin Herbert? Would you rather have him than we keep forgetting about like Joe Burrow in these conversations, but he's definitely still out there, just because I feel like every time I've even considered like the CJ Stroud thing as well, I'm like, oh right, there's Joe Burrow out there, but like.
Yeah, we're not got to see him. We haven't seen Burrow. We
haven't seen him, and there's always injuries. But like, I'm not even thinking about like. I mean, Jalen Hurts, who took a team to the Super Bowl last year. Like, yeah, I'd rather have Jordan Love. Like, I mean,
Trevor Lawrence, 100%. Yeah, right. Like you Jordan Love, 100%.
I think so. I mean, if you're just putting the seasons, and I definitely think far better of Matt LaFleur as a play caller and play designer than whatever the hell's going on in Jacksonville right now. So I will say that. And they've got waves and waves of guys they can throw at you in Green Bay, like explosive players. And you get to like Zay Jones is not out there for the Jags. What are we gonna do?
Right. Totally.
The situations do make it hard, but
yeah.
I just think there's no question that ceiling that Jordan Love has shown is spicier than Trevor Lawrence. But I'm hesitating a little bit. Like, and I would think I would still take Herbert and Burrow. But again, that's like 4 or 5 guys. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Right. Exactly. That's why I'm saying, like, there's probably 6 dudes where you're like, all right, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah, okay. But then we start getting into that conversation, you know? So I like you said, I think 10 is being hyper conservative, given age and contract.